Hello beauties, hello everybody. Yes, check sis here again, and today I've come to share this story with you. So today is story day. It's a first-hand experience that I had, and I don't know why it took me so long to come out to share this with you guys, knowing that a lot of people are falling victim on a daily basis. Okay, and that was my encounter with masturbation, how it happened, and what led to it. So stay tuned. So you're welcome back to my channel. I like to start by telling you guys that something that you've not tested, sometimes you might not have urge for it. I give you an example. I've never eaten amala. I'm an African, I'm a Nigerian, but my tribe, my side, we are not known for amala. And this amala, I know that people who it is their food do not joke with it. And when I see them eating it, for Christ's sake, for once, in all honesty, I have never craved for amala. So what am I trying to tell you? Something that you've not eaten, most times you might not have cravings for it. Now what happened? I went into secondary virginity. Yes, abstinence, total abstinence, and this is what I've practiced for years. When I say years, I think it was up to 10 years. Okay, until I finished uni, finished service, and then got a job. And this job that I got then, that was my first serious job. It was a private company, so it was just like an office that we share, and I was managing the office. I just came in to manage the office, like managing the branch of the company, and I have like 1 or 2 people under me. So the system I inherited that the former manager was using was a guy actually. One day during lunch break, I was just surfing the internet and I was looking for something. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the exact thing I typed because I know how our mind works. You will go to search for it. So I was just, let's say I was looking for something like A, and immediately I typed that A. Some things popped up on the search history, okay? And I was like, what's this? Okay, let me click it and see what it is. Immediately I clicked it, it took me to all these X-rated sites. Okay, my first instance, I shut it down. Now I quickly remembered I was in that office alone, and again I've not seen this kind of a thing for a long time. So something in me was curious to watch more. So I said, okay, before my colleagues will come back, let me just browse, you know, like you're stealing something. I opened it again. I watched. It was irritating, and at the same time, there is this kind of feeling I was having in me that I could not describe. So luckily for me, they came back. I shut it down. On my way from work that day, I had to run to church. I prayed, I cried. Like, seeing that alone made me look so filthy, so dirty. Like, I felt so bad. I was so angry with myself. What sort of rubbish is this? I went to church, I prayed, and I confessed my sins. I did my penance. I was so sober, like you could see it from my heart. I was weeping in church. And I went home. The next day, I came to work. I did what I'm supposed to do, or what I was expected to do. I went to that search history. I deleted everything. Then I continued. Few months down the line, another scenario presented itself. Like I told you guys, that you are a celibate doesn't mean you do not have feelings. But what happens is how we manage it, how we manage those feelings when they come. So I was in those kind of moods, and I was still alone in the office. To tell you that our brain is a magnet, I remembered the word or the exact figure I typed that popped up that. Now I have deleted the history, but the history was still on my head. That was how I now opened that site again, and I watched it. And it gave me this kind of satisfaction that I was telling myself then, oh, thank goodness, this can really help me to ease this energy. This can really help me to ease this urge. This can do this. You know, I was beginning to patronize myself and my stupidity, okay, and my ignorance. Like, I was trying to make myself feel good at this point. Like, it wasn't like that first time I felt so miserable. And when my colleagues came in, I have to just shut it down. So at a point, it became like a habit. I see myself sneaking back to those sites, watching it, and trying to help myself to ease those tensions. And you know how this thing works. It becomes like a monthly ritual. Gradually, I was slipping into this deep pit of sin, still thinking that I'm still okay. Like, yeah, nobody touched me after all. Come on, a man did not come close to me. You get? It was just me, and I was just trying to help myself, you know, trying to justify myself, trying to put it on God even. After all, why haven't you blessed me with a man? Why am I still single? This is what I'm supposed to do. Do you even want me to die? You know, do you want me to die out of frustration? I was beginning to justify these little habits that was eating me up, that was affecting the relationship I have with God. So gradually became a monthly ritual. Once I'm in that mood, you see me, I don't even mind sending my colleagues out, provided I get that satisfaction that I so needed. Until one day, you know, there's a way God works. If you're his own, I keep saying it, it's always good to be on the side of God. Just like the prodigal son, even as he left the father, God's grace did not leave him. That was why he was able to come to that realization that he was in the wrong place. That was exactly what happened to me. One day, I was just mad at myself and my stupidity, and I ran to church again. I was weeping once again for that same sin. I fell back again and again and again. So I came to God, and you know what? I met my priest that day. I have to tell him everything, how it started and how helpless I am, because I was beginning to be so helpless in it. So I told him everything, and he said, do you know what? Go to God, go to the presence of God, and tell God that you cannot help yourself anymore. Tell him, Father, help me. I cannot help myself anymore. This line saved me. With that mood, I went to the altar and I lay flat on the altar, and I told God, Father, I cannot help myself anymore. Father, help me. I cannot help myself anymore. And that was the end of watching that and of masturbation. So God is still in the business of saving his own, especially when you come through. He can be guiding you from afar. He can be sending his grace. He can just be there for you, hoping that one day you will realize yourself and come back. Okay? But the moment you make a step towards him, believe me, just like the father of that prodigal son, he will leave every other thing to go and embrace you. And he will give you everything that you need. He will remove that filthy rag of sin that you've been wearing. He will clothe you again in royalty, and he will celebrate you, and he will give you all that you need in abundance, never to leave his presence again. And that's my message to you. Go back to the Father. I don't know how deep or how the depth or how far you have gone into this sin. It is a sin. It remains a sin. So don't feel that because the opposite sex has not come to join you in it. Spiritually, you're entangling yourself to some things that you do not know. And that is why you get addicted to it, and you get some form of satisfaction in it. So it's a spiritual activity that needs you to take a spiritual and drastic step to get out of as quick as you can. Today I'm happily married. And sometimes I look at myself and I say, what if I was lost in that? Okay, so in my next video, I think I'm going to tell you the dangers of masturbation, how it affects your marriage and all that good stuff. Okay, So, but for now, take back your step, go back to the Father, reconcile with the Father, and start a new life with him. He will give you all you need to pass through that phase. Okay, and until next time, guys, I wish you all the best on this journey, and see you in my next video. Bye.